this video I want to test a number of different undercoats and top coats on this reclaimed door. It's got some kind of varnish on it. I've sanded it to 120 grit, and I wanted to test various water-based paints to see which gives the most hard-wearing finish. Okay, so the paints that I'm going to be testing, some of these tins are a bit well used. We'll put links in the description to all the various paints that I've used. But this is a Zinsser Bullseye 123 all-purpose water-based primer and sealer. I've used that before, got really good results. I want to try out this new one I've got, which is LickPro white primer and undercoat. And also for an undercoat, I'm just going to try using this Leyland walls and ceiling emulsion, just to see how well that works as an undercoat. And I'm also going to try not using an undercoat at all. Top coat, Crown Trade fast flow quick dry satin, and also, which I've used before, Aqua Bedec advanced gloss. This is okay. So what I've done here is painted samples. There I've got the primers, Z for the Zinsser, L for the LickPro, E for the emulsion. Then we've got top coat only, Bedec, the Crown, and here where I've used the primer and top coat together. Zinsser with the Bedec, Zinsser with the Crown, LickPro with the Bedec, LickPro with the Crown, emulsion with Bedec, and emulsion with the Crown. It's had about 2 weeks to dry and fully harden up. So what I'll do is I'm just going to do a little test, scratch test. So let's have a look and see how well they've stuck. So here we are then, a close up. So first off, the Zinsser Bullseye 123. Let's give that a good scratch with my scraper, and it's very tough. I cannot really scrape that off at all. Let's try with a metal scraper. Okay, so that's the Zinsser. Let's try the next up, the LickPro with the plastic scraper. Again, that's pretty tough. I'm not getting anything off there. Let's try with the metal scraper. Yeah, it's probably about, I'd say about the Zinsser and the LickPro, about the same. Maybe the LickPro's slightly easier to get off than the Zinsser, very slightly. And the emulsion, let's have a look at the emulsion. The plastic scraper, that's pretty good. Let's try it with the yeah, it's pretty good performance there from the emulsion actually. Okay, now let's go and take a look at the top coat. So this is 2 coats of the top coats, the Bedec and the Crown there. And let's see what happens. So this has had no primer. The Bedec, to be fair, this is a gloss, whereas the Crown is a satin, but I can't really get that off with the plastic scraper. Let's try. The metal there is getting off the Bedec Aqua gloss. Let's try the Crown. that's coming off a fair bit easier. But to be fair, it is a satin, not a gloss, so I don't know if that makes it a bit more difficult to get off the gloss versus the satin. But yeah, that satin does come off a little bit easier than the Bedec. Now let's take a look using the primers. So this is the Zinsser primer, the Zinsser 123 with the Bedec top coat, and it's quite tough. I'm not bothering the plastic one here because I think I won't have much luck. It's pretty tough. It's quite hard to scrape that off. Now the crown with the Zinsser, yeah, about the same. Pretty tough. Maybe slightly easier than the Bedec combination. Now let's look at the LickPro with the Bedec. A little bit easier, I think, compared to the Zinsser. So I think whether that's because the Zinsser is better or it just works better with this paint, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's look at the LickPro with the crown. Again, I think a little bit easier than with the Zinsser. So, finally, the emulsion and the Bedec, that's coming off quite a bit easier. So I would kind of say that although the emulsion did quite well on its own, with a top coat, it's maybe not holding it so well. So that's kind of a one-up for the proper primers and undercoats. And finally, the emulsion with the crown, again, as expected, that's coming off really easily. So, just on the basis of this quick test, I think maybe the Zinsser, the LickPro is very good, but I think the Zinsser maybe edges it. So that's the LickPro and the Bedec. Here's the Zinsser and the Bedec. A little bit tougher. So I think I'll probably stick with the Zinsser. Yeah, I think the Zinsser is the Zinsser Bullseye 123 is maybe the winner here, but it's a very good performance from the LickPro as well. So here we are with the finished door. I think all the paints perform pretty well. Maybe the Bullseye 123, the Zinsser, probably my favourite primer. The LickPro did pretty well, pretty much on a par. Maybe not quite as tough, but a little bit cheaper. So that's a really good option. I've actually used mostly the LickPro on this door, and it went on really well. The crown, whilst maybe not quite as tough as the Bedec, the crown fast flow, which I've used here, it's got a nice kind of slightly chalky finish, which I quite like, and a nice sort of shade of white, and it's pretty good. Maybe not as tough, as I say, as the Bedec, although I was comparing that with the gloss. The emulsion, whilst is great, obviously as an emulsion, not so good as a primer. It just doesn't, although it sticks to the wood well, it doesn't really hold the top coat as well as a primer does. So yeah, I wouldn't use that as a primer. Okay, so just give you a little close up of the door, and I hope that's been helpful in some way. And so here is a little close up of the finished door. And stay open. There we are. Thanks for watching.